They thought I'd just walk by, keep my head down, and let it slide. 5 guys in an alley with a plan, quick, messy, and, as they thought, foolproof. What they didn't realize was they'd picked the wrong girl for their little game. What happened next? Let's just say it's a lesson they'll never forget. But let's start from the beginning. You ever have one of those days where the universe just seems to line up against you? Yeah, that was me last Friday night. Name's Jamila, 30, and let me tell you, I wasn't out looking for trouble. I was just trying to get home after a double shift at the centre. You know the kind of tired where even your eyelashes feel heavy? That was me. Baggy hoodie, sneakers, and my don't even look at me face fully activated. The shortcut through Lincoln Alley, it's sketchy, I won't lie, but it's quicker than taking the long way around. I thought, what could go wrong? Spoiler alert, everything. The first red flag? A group of guys loitering under a flickering streetlight, their shadows stretched out like something from a horror movie. 5 of them, laughing, smoking, classic "we own this street" vibes. I kept my head down, earbuds in, not playing anything by the way, rookie move if you're walking alone. The goal? Make it through without becoming tonight's entertainment. But then one of them, let's call him Jake, stepped right into my path. "Hey girl, what's the rush?" His grin was about as charming as a tax audit. I ignored him, sidestepped, but before I could take another step, another guy, a tall dude with a bandana, blocked my way. "You deaf or just rude?" he said, his voice low and mocking. The others started circling like vultures, all smirks and bad intentions. "Look," I said, keeping my voice calm but firm, "I'm not looking for any trouble, just let me pass." And that's when Jake pulled out a knife. Let me tell you, there's a moment when your brain goes into overdrive. Fight or flight, right? Except my training kicked in. Navy SEAL instincts don't just vanish because you're off duty. I assessed the situation in seconds. 5 guys, 1 knife, 0 good intentions. But I stayed cool. Panicking only gives them the upper hand. "Relax," Jake sneered. "We just want to talk." "Sure, and I'm the Queen of England." The tension was thick, like the air before a storm. I scanned their positions, 2 close, 3 hanging back. Jake was the leader, no doubt about it, holding that knife like it made him invincible. Spoiler alert, it didn't. "Look, fellas," I said, my voice steady, "this isn't gonna end the way you think." That earned me a laugh from the tall guy. "Oh, really? You think you're gonna take all of us on? What are you, a superhero or something?" Now, I could have said something witty, but I figured actions speak louder than words. Jake lunged first, his knife aimed at me like he'd been watching too many action movies. Amateurs always go for the flashy moves. I stepped to the side, grabbed his wrist and twisted. The knife clattered to the ground, and Jake yelped like a kicked puppy. The others froze for a second, their brains probably trying to process what just happened. That's the thing about bullies. They're all talk until someone pushes back. Tall guy decided to be next, charging at me with all the grace of a runaway train. I ducked, swept his legs out from under him, and he hit the pavement with a satisfying thud. 2 down, 3 to go. The third guy, a wiry kid who looked like he got lost on the way to a frat party, picked up the knife Jake dropped. Bad move. I was on him before he could blink, disarming him with a quick twist and sending him stumbling backward into a trash can. By now, the last 2 guys were rethinking their life choices. One of them actually muttered, "Man, she's crazy," before they bolted down the alley, leaving their friends sprawled out on the ground. I stood there, catching my breath, my heart pounding like I'd just run a marathon. It wasn't fear, it was adrenaline, pure and simple, the kind that makes you feel alive, but I couldn't celebrate just yet. Sirens wailed in the distance, and I knew this wasn't over. The first 2 chapters lay the groundwork for Jamila's dynamic and intense journey. Each moment is packed with tension, sarcasm, and a touch of humor to keep readers hooked. Let me know if you want to dive into the next chapter. By the time the sirens got close, I had already stepped back, arms crossed, standing like I'd just aced a test no one thought I could pass. Jake and his buddies were either on the ground groaning or scrambling to figure out what just happened. Let's just say they weren't exactly picture perfect anymore. The cop car rolled up, lights painting the alley in red and blue, and 2 officers jumped out. One of them, Officer Davis, older guy with a mustache that screamed, "I take myself too seriously," took one look at the scene and frowned. The younger officer, let's call him Rookie, looked like he'd just walked into a superhero movie. "What happened here?" Davis barked, his eyes scanning me, then the group of defeated wannabe tough guys. "Self-defense," I said, keeping my tone cool. "They tried to mug me." Davis raised an eyebrow, clearly not buying it. "You? Took down all of them? Alone?" Rookie, meanwhile, couldn't stop staring at the guy still tangled in a trash can. She's not lying. Look at them." I sighed. Do I really look like I need to make this up? Check their pockets. I bet you'll find that knife they dropped and a few things that don't belong to them. Davis still looked skeptical, but Rookie started moving, checking the nearest guy's jacket. Sure enough, out came the knife and, surprise, surprise, a wallet with someone else's ID. "Looks like she's telling the truth," Rookie mumbled, almost impressed. Jake, still clutching his ribs, tried to pipe up. "She's crazy. She attacked us." "Right," I shot back, my voice dripping with sarcasm, "because I totally decided to walk down this alley for fun, find a group of random guys, and just go full ninja for no reason." Rookie stifled a laugh, but Davis wasn't amused. "All right, miss, we're gonna need you to come down to the station and file a report." I folded my arms tighter. "Fine, but can we skip the whole treat me like the bad guy part? I just saved myself from a pretty bad situation, in case that wasn't clear." As they started cuffing the guys and loading them into the car, a crowd began to gather at the edge of the alley. And then, because 2025 isn't complete without someone pulling out their phone, I spotted a kid recording the whole thing. Great. Just what I needed, a viral video of me explaining to the police why I'm not a criminal. Once at the station, the questioning began. Davis was still playing bad cop, clearly trying to poke holes in my story, but I wasn't sweating it. "So, Miss Harris," he began, leaning forward like he was auditioning for a detective show. "You're telling me you took down 5 men, unarmed, without any help?" "That's exactly what I'm telling you," I said, keeping my tone steady. "I don't think they were ready for someone who could actually fight back." Rookie, sitting off to the side, clearly wanted to ask how I pulled it off but didn't dare interrupt Davis's routine. I didn't give them the whole Navy SEAL background. It wasn't the time or place for that, but I let enough slip to make them pause. "I've had some training," I said casually. "Let's just say I don't scare easy." The real twist came when Rookie stepped out of the room and came back with his phone. Sir," he said to Davis, trying not to sound too eager. "You might want to see this." He played a video someone had uploaded of the alley scene. The angles weren't perfect, but it was clear enough to show me handling myself like a pro while Jake and his crew stumbled over each other. The crowd online was eating it up. Comments like, "Who is she?" and "Sign her up for the Avengers" were already flooding in. Davis sighed, clearly realizing this wasn't going to end the way he thought. "All right," he said, finally leaning back. "It looks like you're in the clear, but next time, maybe don't walk through alleys alone at night." I couldn't help myself. "Next time, maybe keep guys like them off the streets." Rookie smirked, and I could tell he agreed. Davis just shook his head. "You're free to go, Miss Harris." As I walked out of the station, my phone buzzed. The video had made its way to my inbox, along with a flood of messages. Friends, co-workers, even people I hadn't talked to in years were all chiming in. Some were impressed, others were shocked, and a few were worried. I turned off my notifications and took a deep breath. The night wasn't over, but I had handled it. And if anyone thought this was the last they'd hear from me, well, they clearly didn't know me at all. How would you have handled this situation? Do you think Jamila did the right thing? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you or someone you know ever faced anything similar? Let's hear your take. Don't forget to like, share, and spread the word. This story was created to shed light on important issues and inspire change for a better, safer world. Your opinion matters, and together we can make a difference.